Hello everyone, this is the review video for, I think it's our fifth lesson. I'm going to try and keep this under 10 minutes. So let's get started. I'm going to say things pretty much only once because this is a video, and then you can watch it again if you feel you need more. And hopefully my cursor will not be out of sync with my voice this time because I'm doing this on a more powerful computer. So what we talked about were methods, and what are methods? Well, I want you to think of them as acting as either functions or commands. So what are functions? You give it something and it spits something back out. We say it returns something based on what you gave it. So for instance, in math, we could do f of x equals 4x plus 3. We give it a 3, and we say, okay, so 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. And so it's going to return 15 when we give it 3. The same thing holds true with methods. We can have math.pow, and in math.pow we give it two things. We give it the base and the exponent, and then it's going to return 2 to 3, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which equals 8. Alright, so now what about commands? Commands is when you tell the computer to do something and it does it. So methods can also act like this. We're going to be going over a lot of string methods today. So here's a perfect example. We're declaring a string named str, and it's going to be hello. And we're going to declare another string named str2, and it's going to have the value of the original string str.toUppercase. So as you may guess, toUppercase makes this miniature lowercase hello into hello, like that. And you'll notice that we don't give it anything in the parentheses. Over here we give this arguments. Things inside the parentheses are called arguments, as you should know. We don't give it arguments, but it just does it. So that's what I think of it as a command. Anyway, let's go back and see some string methods. Let's do the code first. So over here I have my str, which is the quick brown fox, and that's a little complicated. Let's do some easier ones here. Charat or carat. For this you need to understand indices. So let's go to the indices. Indices are the plural of index. It's not indexes, it's indices. So if you hear about the stock indices, you can have the Dow or the Nikkei or what else? The S&P 500. Anyway, so the first index of anything that has multiple indices is 0. So what does this mean? A string has multiple indices, typically. I mean, we can have a string that's just h. If it was just h, it would have one index. But with hello, we have this. So, h is at index 0. E is at index 1. The first L is at index 2. Second L is at index 3. And the O is at index 4. And this is the idea of indices is to allow us to pinpoint parts of bigger things. So in this case, hello is 5 letters, and we only want to take the h. Then we would say, okay, string.caret index, and then this would be 0 in here. So the caret method takes, oops, why did I do that? Takes the character, in this case, h, at the specified index. So in this one, is this a function or a command? Well, let's think about it. We're giving it something, right? So we're giving it the index to look for, and it's going to return the character at that index, in this case h. So I would say this is a function, or this would act as like a function in math, right? And then string.length, this one, well, here, let's finish this up. Caret 0 is going to be h. Caret 2, what's that going to be? Think about it for a second. 0, 1, 2, it's going to be the first L. Okay? Now, let's compare length versus number of versus the indices. So the last index in hello is going to be 4, right? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. But the length of the string is the number of indices. So there are 5 total, right? 5 letters, 5 indices. So the index of the last character in the string is the length of the string minus 1. And we'll see that used in the code. So let's go back here. str, where's str? Here's a cool thing you could do in NetBeans. You can right click, say navigate, and go navigate, go to declaration, and it will take you to where str is declared. So it's a string. You should know how to make strings. It's capital S, a string, and then name your string, and it equals this. And it's the quick brown fox. And so what are we doing? We're looking at the char at 0. So what is that? Well, 0 is t. Okay. Then let's see. Then what is this gonna say? We want to print out the char at the last index. Now, how do we know this is the last index? As I just said, it's the length minus 1. How am I doing on time? Okay. 5 more minutes, or 4 more minutes. It's the length minus 1. And so the length is however many these are, and then minus 1 is going to be the index, the last index, so it's going to print out x. And that's just a common thing that you should be familiar with. We also have, as I said, the 2 uppercase and 2 lowercase methods. So here we have this one. We're printing out the string str, 2 uppercase, and we're going to print out str2, 2 lowercase. So let's go ahead and run this. And here we go. We get a t. Ignore the equal for now. I'll go over that in a second. We have the t for char at 0, the x for the last one. So here's the t, here's the x, and then we have capital the quick brown fox because it is string.2 uppercase, and lowercase hi everybody because of this, that's 2 lowercase. Really quick, let's go over characters. We know about strings, we know about ints and booleans and stuff like that, or at least we should. So there's another one. I thought I've gone over this, but apparently I didn't. Called the char. Some people call it char. The real name is char. And so with chars, it's just like other variable types. So you have char, and we can name it whatever. My char. Oh. And that's going to equal, and it can equal a letter. Now notice when you make a char, when you make a string, you use double quotations. When you make a char, you use single quotations or apostrophes or whatever that would be. Alright, so it can be a letter, it can be a number, it can be like a symbol, like a hashtag, that kind of thing. So there's that, and that's what we say when we get a char at. The char at 0 is going to return the char. It's not going to be a string. Now you'll notice that a string can be only 1 character, and that's perfectly fine as well. But it's just a couple of different things you can do with that. Alright, quickly, because strings are more, strings are special, okay? Strings are special. They're more complicated than other variable types, and we can, this is an explanation for another day, but it's because strings are objects, and we can go over that when we get to objects. But because they're special, you can't say in an if statement str equals, and then what is it, the quick brown fox, blah blah blah. You can't do the equals because even if it is the quick brown fox, and we set the equals to that, it will never be the same because the string is the variable points to, never mind, it's complicated. But what we need to do is we need to do the string name dot equals, and then inside we can have the quick brown fox in the parentheses, and then this is going to be either true or false. It's going to return true or false. Now I'm teaching you about these methods, but say you need another one, and you don't know where, you don't know where to find it. Where do you find it? You find it in the online documentation, which we've been over. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the last video. And so yeah, there's strings. Let's do a quick thing. We have 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase, we have char at, we have the length, which returns the number of letters or the number of indices. We have dot equals, substring. Okay, I have 1 minute to explain substring. Really quick, substring takes part of a string. So you can use it in 2 ways. One way is it has 2 arguments. We take, and with substring you need to give it 2 indices. Oh, this is too complicated. Alright, forget it, guys. This is a good intro to strings and methods in general, so make sure you know your methods. You can act as functions or commands, because if you don't, then you will be very lost when we begin to do um, stuff with classes. Because, yeah, methods come from classes. So, see you next time. Ooh.